Invisible Lady, coming at you with Leo Life Application Overview of the Sunday School lesson entitled A Disciplined Faith for Sunday, February the 11th, 2018. Hi. WordCentral.com defines discipline as strict training that corrects or strengthens mental ability or moral character. In other words, I think this is saying that we should watch what we say, how we say it, and to make sure that our attitude or what we try to say reflects compassion and integrity as believers. So what can we learn about this Sunday school lesson that we can apply to our everyday lives? Well, the tongue is a very, what can I say, interesting part of the body. It can cause lots of problems. Yeah, it can cause problems. It can cause conflicts, misunderstandings, drama. And what we say sometimes can be taken in the wrong way. We don't know how a person is going to perceive what we say, but that's why communication is so important, that we can get an understanding of what we're saying to each other so we can get on the same page, or just understand, not necessarily agree, but just get on the same page, and make sure that we're not saying things out of revenge or negative motives or selfish agenda or angry, because the person that we may be talking to may not have done anything to us, but we're mad at somebody else, so we don't want to take it out on, the person that we're talking to, who had nothing to do with why we're angry. And we don't want to say anything that may cause us to lose a friend, because of the person may perceive what we're saying as negative or ill-willed or mean, and don't quite understand that we don't have an agenda. We didn't mean it like that when we said it. So there's no harm in apologizing. Okay, apologizing is no harm, right thing to do. It doesn't, and apologizing is not a sign of weakness. And listening is a very important part of communication also. Another thing that I feel that spirituality versus humanity is complicated. Maybe because spiritual is, I really don't have a clear definition of what that looks like. But when we say we are believers, people have an expectation of how we should react, our action, or what we say to things. And we don't want to say anything that can lose a friend or start drama or confusion in our lives or in the lives of somebody else. So the author of the Standard Lesson Commentary suggests that if we had a friend and we lost this friend, that to write a letter, but don't send the letter. But I just want to add to that, we can write a letter, read the letter out loud, because I think when we read it out loud, it's like a release from all that, whatever we're feeling on the inside can get on the outside, and we can read it to someone we trust, or we can just get it, out of our minds, get it up, not out of our minds, but out of our system, so to speak. So I want to read this quote from bullyingstatistics.org, and this is a quote that I'm going to read. The statistics on bullying and suicide are alarming. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting in about 4,400 deaths per year, according to the CDC. For every suicide among young people, there are at least 100 suicide attempts. Over 14% of high school students have considered suicide, and almost 7% have attempted it. Bully victims are between 2 to 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims, according to studies by Yale University. A study in Britain found that at least half of the suicides among young people are related to bullying. 10 to 14-year-old girls may be at an even higher risk for suicide, according to the study above. According to statistics reported by ABC News, nearly 30% of students are either bullies or victim of bullying, and 160,000 kids stay at home from school every day because of fear of bullying. Bully-related suicides can be connected to any type of bullying, including physical bullying, emotional bullying, cyberbullying, and sexting, or circulating suggestive or nude photos or messages about a person. So just end quote. And that just goes to show you that words can be damaging and our actions also can be damaging. So are we indifferent to the feelings of others by what we say and what we do? Sometimes we say things out of anger, and the consequence may not be something we are ready for or had expected or we didn't even think about. So we may also say things out of ignorance, not realizing what we say hurts or may have negative reactions. So do you think communication is challenging? Thoughts versus words. Is it wise to express every thought that enters our mind?